Hello, world. Hello, Gina.
Hello, Rachel. Hello, Warner Worlds.
How are you doing?
I am hyper. Whoop, whoop. I am really hyper today.
We are yin and yang today because you're super hyper and I'm super mellow.
I am super hyper. It's cray.
So why are you so hyper?
I don't know. I mean, I know, but I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm very energized. I've been at it since 6 a.m. because I'm doing my ritual of getting up early. Now, I did not make it to the gym. I did fail in that area.
Because I'm not there to push you.
Yes.
I'm gymless for a while.
You are gymless. But I really killed it on sales activities this morning. So I've been killing it with sales activities.
Good.
Which feels really good because when you stay focused on sales activities, it leads to some cool abundance. And so that's going to be one of my quickie tips for the week. You want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just got off the phone with Jerry Acuff, who is going to be on a future episode that we've already recorded. He is brilliant. Just when I think he's shared all of his brilliance, he gets brilliant again. I just called to talk to him about improv and sales. And he literally gave me all of these amazing ideas and tips and the types of questions I should be asking, which made me think about we should do just a questions podcast episode of what are the questions you should be asking. And so my quickie tip is be open to suggestions that come and he's so gracious. So it's not like he's shoving it down my throat. He even said, he's the knowledge I have of your business I can fit into a thimble, which I thought was hysterical. But he's so gracious of putting something out there and saying, you could take it or leave it. And I was literally, I was writing notes down so quickly, I couldn't even keep up. I was wishing I had recorded the conversation. So my quickie tip is be open to someone else having a different perspective or a different set of eyes of how you can be doing things maybe a little bit differently in your approach. And it kind of freshens up your approach and how you're going after business. So that literally, I just got off that call. So that's part of why I'm hyper, because it was such a powerful call.
Really nice. And Jerry's episode really is great. We could have gone on and on with him for
hours.
And he's in a couple of weeks, Jerry Acuff?
Yeah. What are we? We're in week 20. Whoop, whoop. It is week 20. And he is up in week 22. So he's up in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you got? I see crutches in the background.
Yes. So people have been, of course, wondering what happened to me. And the story that I've been telling everybody else when they ask is that it was a skydiving accident and it was really terrible. And I landed on my left foot to save my right so I could continue driving. And people like that out in the public, but it's not really what happened.
You weren't skydiving.
I was not. I actually probably, that is the one thing I would never really, really want to do. I don't get that whole skydiving bit. No, thank you. No, I was cleaning my house over the weekend and I spent a couple hours doing the real deep clean and scrub a dub. And the very last thing I did was to take my garbage out. And before Roxy and I went out for a little girl date, and I picked up the top with my right hand, and then I threw the garbage in with my left. And there was kind of down in South Carolina, we have all these little lizards. And I think he just was hiding out under the top of the trash can. He jumped on my leg and I went, ah, and jumped backwards. And I'm not that scared of him, but it startled me. And I jumped backwards and pop. And I knew right away something was not good. So I hobbled inside and Roxy got me an ice pack and I just sat right there and iced it. And then I thought it was fine because I've blown this ankle so many times in my life. And I thought it was fine. So we went out to see a show, to go see Legends in concert that night together. And I was wise enough to swing by my buddy's house, Tommy, who had been a dancer at Legends in the past, and he had some crutches. I vaguely remembered him being on some crutches, and I was like, can I borrow your crutches? So I was on crutches the rest of the weekend prior to, that and on Sunday, just icing it on and off for 20 minutes, on and off, and elevating it you can do.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on. And I was like, maybe it'll be fine. And then Monday morning, I actually said to my husband, do you think I should go get it looked at? People are going to be asking me, did you get it looked at?
I could have swore I said something. I could have swore I said something about that.
I was like, yeah. But I thought, honestly, that because I know my body, I thought it was going to be fine. But so I went to see my doctor, Dr. Tom, who's amazing. And he did an x-ray and he said, really the soft tissue was too swollen to be able to 100% rule out a hairline fracture, which is what he's afraid of. So right now I am treating it as if it is a fracture until I go back next week for another x-ray. And he said, you know, if it's a sprain, then I'm best served to treat it like a fracture because it will heal faster. And just don't walk on it and do the whole deal. And I've been icing it. So what I have been learning is that crutches suck. There's a whole
I so want to buy you a scooter.
Don't buy me a scooter because I'm hoping not to be on stupid crutches. But they like the whole level of, you know, if you sink into crutches in your armpits, then you can cause a whole bunch of nerve damage in your hands. So you're supposed to put all the weight in your hands. Well, it hurts your hands too. So there's that. But what I'm finding is that it's an interesting conversation piece, which is why I started changing my story to a skydiving accident, which I had one guy going last night. He's like, yeah, I got injured too my first time. And I'm like, kidding. But you know, you can't hide at all when you hobble in somewhere on crutches. And everyone seems to have a story of when I was on crutches, you know, and they can, it's an immediate, like, I can relate to you how much that sucks. Yeah. And so I've had these conversations just like yesterday I needed to put gas in my car. And so I went inside and gave her the cash and everybody was talking to me about their story. And this is just people that I probably wouldn't have necessarily started a conversation with otherwise. So not that I want anyone out there to ever be on crutches because it truly does suck. But what can you use to start conversations with people that you wouldn't normally have a conversation with? Because, you know, whatever it is that you're selling or whatever it is that you do in business, the person that you're speaking to may or may not be the ideal customer or client, but they know a whole bunch of other people. So, you know, you can always starting a conversation with someone and having a memorable experience like, oh yeah, the girl on the crutches, you know, it's a memorable experience that could create business in the future. So it's never a bad thing to start a conversation with somebody that you wouldn't normally have a conversation with.
Well, do you have a suggestion for that for like the introverts? Because I think that's, you know, introverts have probably the biggest problem with that. And you and I like to claim that we're sort of introverts. I think we're really ambiverts. You know, as performers, we're so drained that we really don't necessarily want to be like out there starting conversations. I hate going to networking events. But how can the person who's not comfortable or is not on crutches or wasn't like me with my wrist, which was a great conversation starter. I had to ask people for help, which led to conversations, which actually led to business. And
well, we had a conversation about this somewhere recently that you can create a gimmick for yourself. Like there's some people, and I've tried for years and I forget which podcast we talked about it, but I've tried for years to figure out what is my gimmick outfit? Like what is my costume? You know, because there's some people out there like Arshawn McBride, who we've been in communications with lately. He has this deal where he wears all these crazy suits. And so suddenly he stands out and it's a conversation piece. So
did you hear the story behind how he got started with that?
He might have told me in our initial very first conversation, but go ahead.
He got started with that because he wore like one of those crazy suits at a holiday party. You know how you could get those like holiday themed jackets and pants? He started out with that and it like got so much attention that's kind of what led him down that path.
Yeah. He's got these crazy, like he said he has like a bunch of them, but like you can do it too. Like it could just be, and it could be as simple as wearing your name tag in real estate, which I've ordered a new one with my new name. But realtors don't always wear their name tags, and I'm guilty of not always wearing them. But if you're wearing a name tag, then people suddenly, they know your name. and they might ask you about how's the market, the classic, how's the market, you know, that, or a crazy hat, or just even if you're a suit wearing professional, maybe just kind of a unique tie.
So maybe it's really like, if you're not comfortable being the conversation starter, wear something or do something that other people will be the conversation starter that makes you feel more comfortable. Because this just reminded me, my big conversation starter are my cowboy boots. Those things, I mean, boots are made for walking. My boots are made for talking. Everybody wants to talk to me when they see me in my sparkly cowboy boots.
Hell yeah. And it may not have to be something that you wear. It could be something that you give out. Like maybe you, everywhere you go, you give out a flower to somebody.
Or you give out a troll doll.
Or a troll doll. But I mean, the thing about it is, don't be afraid to try something unique that's maybe outside of your norm or outside of the norm to create conversations, because that kind of stuff is memorable. Like, I know on Mother's Day, there's a lot of places that do give out flowers, like a flower to anybody who's a mom. And you remember that kind of thing, you know, it's a simple thing that people really, really remember.
So those are our quickie tips for the week. Be ready for, you know, be open to suggestions on different approaches in your business and in sales, and start conversations, or find a way for people to engage with you. I don't recommend having a hairline fracture in your foot or breaking your wrist. They work.
But hey, you could use crutches anyway.
A little secret. I know this is public, but you know, a little secret. I mean, I will, for the first, even though I had my plate removed from my wrist, I was still kind of paranoid about, because I've got these, you know, holes in my bones that are going to take a while to heal. Sometimes I'll strap on that sling when I get on a plane, because I don't want people bumping into me. I'm afraid. I want to board early. It helps me with, I need special time and assistance to get up. Busted.
Yourself so bad.
But I mean, I'm so much better now, but I was like, you know, for the first few weeks after the plate was removed, I was pretty scared. And I also had just had that emergency appendectomy, so people can't see those stitches.
No.
When you're like, I can't lift and I do need extra time to get on the plane. So find those things that you can use and be open to other approaches. Coming up this week, we have, so excited, Tom Ziegler is episode number 20 that posts tomorrow on Thursday. That's pretty exciting. Warner World is open, warner-world.com, for you to have some more time with us in a more intimate way. It's our new membership program. You can check that out. It's only $20 a month, so come on. And reviews. We need reviews. I know that our PR agency is working on some shenanigans around that. I think that's being announced tomorrow and launched tomorrow. Should be, right, Paige? What else we got? I think that's it.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
That's all I got. That's all I need right now.
I know, you're exhausted.
Stillness. Surrender into stillness.
Yes, yes. I see Henry was out there watching us. Hey, Henry, good to see you.
Yep.
And
everybody for stopping by. Be sure to go listen to our latest episode tomorrow, and the one that's still up right now, Jared Glantz, killer.
Yeah.
The Grant Cardone organization.
And we got a lot of cool women coming up in sales. So excited. Trish Bertuzzi's coming on. Deb Mrazek is coming on. Alice Hyman. It's exciting. We got some really cool guests coming up. So
yay, lots of fun. Thanks for energizing me, Gina, because I was not energized.
I'm energized. Okay, I got to go kill it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.